All right, guys. So the last time we were together was Wednesday. We recorded on 7 things that we need to know before taking delivery. One of those was warranty. A day later, we get emails. My phone blows up with messages as I'm at 2 Little League practices. I'm like, what is going on? And it was warranties that came out. So I know Rivian, they had this in plan before our show. We can act like it all we want, but we're happy to get this information. And so we've been digging into some things over the past day or so, looking at some comparisons and whatnot. So here's what we'll kind of try and do to get through the information. We'll look at the warranty, just kind of read it off. I'd love to talk about some comparisons. Obviously, Tesla's going to come to mind, but then just other vehicles in the kind of same space that Rivian's trying to occupy. Surely that'll go towards some luxury vehicles. And then we can just talk about some key takeaways that we see, any kind of insights, questions even, we'll save kind of towards the end. Here is what we have. Comprehensive cost of all parts and labor necessary for any defective materials are covered for 5 years or 60,000, whichever comes first, of course. Battery pack, 70% or more of the battery capacity for 8 years or 175,000 miles. Drivetrain and components for 8 years or 175, whichever comes first. Corrosion, 8 years with unlimited miles. Before we go on to comparisons, I'm going to come back to you guys here. What's just the general first reaction to these numbers?
I was extremely impressed. I mean, especially in light of some of the comparisons that we'll talk about in more detail. I mean, it is industry leading or very, very close to pretty much any relevant comparison out there. And as a purchaser of a brand new vehicle to the market, I mean, that's huge.
Jimmy, you got any initial reactions from it? Similar or different?
Yeah, pretty much similar. I mean, just the fact that they're, this basically shows that they're standing behind their product 100%. I mean, they're not. I mean, short of having an unlimited warranty on every single category, but the fact that they looked at, and again, it's hard to not go straight into a comparison here, but I mean, that you immediately look at it and you go, comprehensive, better than anybody else, in that segment, excuse me. And it's great to see that they're putting themselves out there and making sure that the end user, the consumer, is covered.
So in talking about comparisons, obviously one of the big things, the first person that's going to come to mind is Tesla. So we have the Tesla warranty pulled up here. Tesla's 4 years, 50,000 miles. That's comparing to Rivian
5 and 60,000. So obviously Rivian is providing coverage up to 175,000 miles. So that far exceeds any of the Tesla offerings. And the other interesting thing that's come up in a lot of conversation, a lot of people are, for whatever reason, latching on to that 70% degradation number. And I think the really important thing to point out there for both Tesla and Rivian is that's warranty coverage. That's worst case. That's not what you should expect out of your vehicle. After 8 years, or else that would be a lot of warranty dollars that Tesla and Rivian don't want to spend. So the other thing that I'll point out that I did not see mention of in Tesla's warranty is any specific bumper or sunroof coverage.
Oh, sick burn.
Hey, removable bumper. You can spin that. I don't know.
The next segment we just kind of thought about taking a quick look at is just all the other electric vehicles and how it stacks up. Now, we don't have to talk about this too much and dig into each one of these because that would take a while, but we'll at least put it up on the screen. And much thanks here to myev.com for putting up this comparison graph chart here. We'll just put it up here so that the audience can see. I'll put this link in the description. Is there anything that you, Skylar or Jimmy, just kind of want to pull out of this chart and highlight?
Nothing specific, Kyle, but just the overall impression that Rivian's warranty, is among the best, if not the best, in every category. I mean, it's also interesting to me that they are providing the corrosion perforation coverage, and not everybody does that.
They fully expect these vehicles to be used and abused. In adventure, in the, taking them to the beach, salt. I think they've thought about every use case that we will encounter, or that the end user will encounter with these vehicles. When it came to that portion of the coverage in particular.
Now would be a good time with those use cases for me to flash up the picture that Skylar sent you and I, Jimmy, this past week.
Yeah.
See if that use case is covered.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's covered.
Oh, well, we'll see. We can always hope.
Real adventure, guys. Come on.
But you ain't kidding. And that was wild.
So when I saw those pictures, and I mentioned that last one with the hands on the hips, and I knew, and when Skylar said that's just resignation, and Jimmy said total defeat, I'm like, that is exactly. I mean, you can't even really. It's far back, and you can just see the defeat in the posture. Like, it's done.
Yeah. Well, and hey, I guess if I'm looking on the bright side. After I scrubbed that mud off of every inch of my arms, legs, neck, face, my skin was wonderful after that.
Yeah, that's right. But anything else you just want to highlight for the audience or just for us as far as important parts?
So I think for me, like we were talking about before, towards the beginning, the fact that they set the bar for the big three manufacturers. Ford looking at their warranty right now on their F-150, obviously not electric, but 3 years, 36,000 miles, 560 powertrain. I don't have any other specifics, but I mean, just their basic warranty is way low when you look at what Rivian is offering. And the fact that Ford's coming out with their F-150 EV here in the next year and a half, GM's right behind them. What do they do for their trucks? And then what does that do for the warranty on their ICE trucks? It definitely is going to cause the other manufacturers to go back to the drawing board and rethink warranty structure, because this is going to be huge for Rivian and a big plus for ownership.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and even if you compare it to just other luxury vehicles and even luxury ICE vehicles, most of those on the comprehensive side are 4 years and either 50 or 60,000 miles, and then maybe up to 100,000 miles with powertrain. Right. So Rivian's battery and powertrain warranty is literally double or almost double those other comparable vehicles, even outside the EV space.
Right.
And the other major takeaway for me about Rivian's warranty in general is that they're definitely expressing confidence in their vehicles based on all the testing that they've done, the dip tanks and the e-coating process as it relates to the corrosion warranty. And then as an early adopter customer of a Rivian Launch Edition, it provides me both confidence and security in the product that I'm going to receive.
Absolutely. I'll piggyback because my biggest thing is we are early adopters. I'm usually, I'm kind of an early adopter by nature. I'm always like, a lot of people will wait to update the software I update it the first day, like for my computers and stuff. You know, I buy the new iPhone every year. People always wait for the kinks. I've just kind of always jumped in, and especially with like tech and gadgets. With cars, I'm a late adopter up until now. But when you're an early adopter, to see the company express really the confidence they have in their own product through the warranty is like Jimmy's security blanket from Rivian. It's like that safety blanket. And we'll just keep throwing up that picture every episode. And yeah. Anything else here that we want to kind of say? Anything else popping up in your mind?
Yeah, we talked about it, but we didn't come back around to it. Or we said we were going to talk about it, but we didn't come back around to it. It was the transferability of said warranty. You know, most of these warranties, like you've got Hyundai, for instance, you know, their warranty trumps everybody's in most categories. Yet, if you look at the fine print, it's only for the original owner. Whereas with Rivian's warranty, it is completely transferable, which will be a huge thing for those people that do get the launch editions, and then they really wanted that 400-mile max pack, and as soon as their 400-mile truck is available, they'll probably unload their launch edition, try to get some extra bucks for it being one of the original Rivians, and then walk away with a max pack and being able to transfer that warranty. So that'll be good news. That'll be good news for them for sure.
Yeah.
And Kyle, you mentioned solid state batteries, and it's conceivable that there will be offerings with solid state batteries within the next 5 years. So if a Rivian owner did want to upgrade, you've still got at least battery and powertrain coverage beyond that point that could be valuable to for resale purposes and resale values. And Kyle, on the servicing and how that affects the warranty, my thought there is, they absolutely open it up to where you don't have to get all service done by Rivian, but if something is done wrong and somebody screws it up, then that's on you, that's on them.
Yeah, how can you blame Rivian for that? I mean,
right.
That's understandable, for sure.
Yeah. I don't expect there's going to be a ton of owner serviceable items on these vehicles, but we'll see. Washer fluid.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, that's the thing. I mean,
don't have to worry.
I talked about it
in the gas tank.
Yeah. I mean, I talked about it last time we were on. I mean, there's very few moving parts in these vehicles. I think my Tesla's got less than 40 just because it's just the rear-wheel drive model. So we add 3 more motors in a Rivian. I would say there's less than probably 400 or 500 moving parts in that whole entire car, that whole entire truck,
including hinges, doors, and all that. Not just
right. Right, exactly. I mean, 4 of the moving parts in my Tesla are the door handles.
Right. Yeah.
So, there's not a lot of wear and tear items that you're going to see in these vehicles that require a ton of maintenance.
Hey, folks, thanks for watching. If you get a chance, please check us out at rivianstories.com. And every like, subscribe, and share helps. Thanks again.